Part 3 Big Battle at Sea. Li Shangyi looked at Chao Wanyan in a daze as he pushed in the door. Chao Wanyan looked so young now, without any trace of illness in her eyebrows. Li Shangyi calmed down and asked cautiously, "Ah Shen, I'm fine. Now, what time is it?" Li Shangyi looked at Chao Wanyan nervously. Chao Wanyan felt a little strange why Shangyi's eyes were so cautious. She didn't think much about it and just assumed that he was in a trance because of the death of his senior brother. "Shangyi, are you really okay? My senior brother has already gone. Tomorrow is when Gan will fight against the Golden Yuan Alliance." Li Shangyi felt a terrible headache, covered his head with his hands, and murmured, "Ming-er, I will fight for the Golden Yuan Alliance." Chao Wanyan looked at Li Shangyi worriedly, took a step forward, and wanted to reach out to help him, but failed. Li Shangyi subconsciously avoided Chao Wanyan's outstretched hand. "I'm fine. You can go out first. I want to be quiet." "Shangyi, are you really okay?" Before she finished speaking, she was interrupted loudly by Li Shangyi. "Go out." In the end, Chao Wanyan left in despair. After a long time, Li Shangyi calmed down, stood up, poured himself some water, and sorted through his memories bit by bit. It was 10 years ago now, before Gan made the Golden Yuan Alliance, and all the 58 brothers he visited were still alive. And he, before he won the Bicha, Xiao Bao and he, were still alive. This is really great. There is still room for change in everything. Li Shangyi covered his eyes with his hands and laughed softly. After rejoicing, he had to think carefully. He would definitely go to the big sea battle tomorrow. But it would be better for him to go alone. Now that Shan Gudao had faked his death and escaped, if he didn't go, how would he explain to the people around him? "It looks like I'm going to have a good talk with the big leader tonight. And the most important thing, Master, I will not let you die miserably this time." After thinking about all this, Li Shangyi set off immediately and left quietly without seeing anyone. Yunyin Mountain Li Shangyi, who was standing in front of the door, was a little hesitant. "Master, you brat. Why are you back? What are you doing standing outside the door? Why don't you come in? Are you waiting for me to invite you?" When Li Shangyi heard the familiar voice, his eyes instantly turned red. And he trembled. "Master." Qi Mushan heard his little apprentice's aggrieved voice, pushed open the big door with a bang, and jumped out. "Oh, what's going on? Why are you still crying? Who bullied you? I didn't let you go down the mountain, but you had to go down. Oh, you brat, what are you doing?" Qi Mushan was still chattering. But the young man in front of him suddenly knelt down and kowtowed to him. "Master, your unfilial disciple is here to see you." Qi Mushan quickly stretched out his hand to help him. "Let's go find your master's wife. Your master's wife will be very happy to see you." Master's wife's residence Qin Po looked at his beloved little apprentice with a happy face. "It would be nice to come back. It would be nice to come back. It's just a pity that your senior brother." Li Shangyi, who originally had a smile on his face, suddenly turned cold. Qin Po, who was still a little sad at first, looked at Li Shangyi with a cold face, and couldn't say mouth after what she said. The atmosphere was a bit stagnant. Li Shangyi said solemnly, Master, Shan Gudao is not dead." "What?" the two of Qi Mushan exclaimed. Li Shangyi lowered his eyes and spoke calmly. "Shan Gudao." Li Shangyi told all the things Shan Ji Yudao had done in his previous life. The more Qi Mushan and Qin Po listened, the more frightened they became. Before, they only knew that he had a deep mind, but they didn't know that he was so vicious. Just because Shangyi refused to be used by him, they wanted to destroy him. Qin Po sighed. I didn't expect that he would be so vicious, and he wouldn't even let you go. Li Shangyi also sighed. That's right. In all these years, I have never seen him clearly. To be honest, I still don't recognize people well. Qi Mushan reached out and knocked on his head, saying angrily, "It's none of your business. It's because he has evil thoughts. Brat, don't think about it. You're still young and it's not your fault that you don't recognize people well." Li Shangyi reached out and covered his head, hiding his red eyes with a smile. "Hey, master, I'm so big. Why are you still hitting me on the head?" Qi Mushan laughed out loud. "No matter how big you are still my apprentice. Is it wrong for a master to beat his apprentice?" Li Shangyi repeatedly begged for mercy. Qin Po laughed out loud when she saw the two people's lifelike movements, but she also sighed secretly. How could she not see the changes in Shangyi? She didn't know how much suffering he had suffered over the years before he changed. It looks like this now. Shangyi, we are family. You can rely on us and don't beat yourself too hard. We are still behind you. Li Shangyi's lips trembled, but he put on a smile. Master's wife, I feel that I am very good now. I have never felt better. Nothing has happened yet. And everything is still too late. Qi Mushan rolled his eyes and reached out to touch Li Shangyi's chest, but was dodged. Hey, master, I have something else to do tonight. So I'll leave first and come back another day. Be careful of the Shan Gudao. After that, he used the whirling step and left quickly. Qi Mushan jumped angrily. You brat, you're going to make me mad. I won't spank you next time you come back. Li Shangyi's voice came from far away. Master, you can't beat me. Late at night, the sound of the flute flying in the Golden Yuan League's residence. Sitting at the table, drinking tea, Di Fei Sheng's ears twitched, and he threw the teacup in his hand onto the beam. He caught the teacup with one hand, lowered his head and took a sip. Thank you. Leader D, I happen to be thirsty. After saying that, he walked down gracefully and sat opposite Di Fei Sheng. Di Fei looked at him steadily and suddenly smiled. Li Shangyi. You are back too. Li Shangyi, who was drinking water, squirted out the water and looked at Di Fei Sheng in disbelief. Also? It seems that you, Leader D, are also back. That's just right. Tomorrow's big battle won't be fought. When Di Fei Sheng heard what he said, he stood up with a groan. Impossible. Li Shangyi, now that you are back, you will naturally not be poisoned by Bicha again. We must fight again in an upright manner. Li Shangyi pointed at him. I said, Ah Fei, why are you so stubborn? If you don't fight me, I will go to Tranji Villa to capture that kid and see if you dare. Li Shangyi stared at him sharply and interrupted him. It seems that that boy is really important to you. Don't worry. I won't do anything to him. After all, Fang Duobing is also my friend. Hey, it seems we can't escape tomorrow's battle. Li Shangyi said with a smile. Di Fei Sheng stared at Li Shangyi with bright eyes. Li Shangyi, are you serious about this? It really can't be true. But I'm not here to discuss this with you tonight. Li Shangyi said seriously. Tomorrow, I'll be looking around at the gate to fight against the Golden Yuan Alliance. Right? Di Fei raised his eyebrows. Hey, Ah Fei, you've become smarter now that you've been reborn. Ah Fei was speechless, and Ah Fei rolled his eyes. It seems that Zhao Li Chao is right. You have a really mean mouth. Hiss, Ah Fei, you have changed, why are you still cursing? Li Shangyi hissed. Just when the two of them were looking at each other in silence, Ah Fei suddenly spoke up. Zhao Li Chao has been killed by me. Li Shangyi chuckled softly. It seems that the leader of the D Alliance can't help but be kind to the beauty. Ah Fei didn't bother to pay attention to him. We will fight at sea tomorrow. I don't want anyone to disturb us. Don't worry, it will only be you and me tomorrow. After that, he stood up and stretched. Let's go. I want to have a good rest tonight. See you tomorrow. Leader D. Ah Fei looked at Li Shangyi walking away and suddenly said, Li Shangyi, you are fine as you are now. The retreating figure paused, said nothing, and waved his hand. The next day, Li Shangyi called several hospital masters over early, saying that they had important matters to discuss. Fabi Baishi, Xiao Zijin, and Chao Wanyan had already arrived at the big meeting hall, waiting for the door master to arrive. Miss Chao, do you know what's going on? Today is Gan's wife who is fighting against the Golden Alliance. The big family is busy. I don't know if the sect master has something important to discuss now. Bai Zhongquail licked his belly and tried his best without leaving any trace. Li Shangyi looked at himself in the mirror, dressed in red and with his hair tied up high. This is the last time. This dress is too heavy. He doesn't like it now. In the future, there will be no Li Shangyi, only Li Lianhua. Li Shangyi stood up and said goodbye to himself in the mirror. Goodbye Li Shangyi, after today, there will only be Li Lianhua. He was not in a hurry to go to the meeting hall, but went to Yun Bicho's residence first, and immediately saw the pair of jade butterflies on the table, as well as a letter. Bichu. When Li Shangyi arrived at the meeting hall, he saw everyone waiting anxiously. Master, Shangyi. Li Shangyi arrived at the main seat and sat down. Before they could ask, he said, I went to find Di Fei Sheng last night. Everyone was shocked. Master, how could you go alone? These recent things made me feel very strange, so I went alone. Clan Master? What's wrong? That Di Fei Sheng killed the deputy sect master and snatched his body. It's really abominable. Shi Shui was the youngest and the most impatient. I have known Di Fei Sheng before. He is just a martial arts idiot, and he doesn't have the brains. I had a frank talk with him last night and found that there are always people behind so many things. He wants to provoke a fight between Sigyaman and the Golden Yuan Alliance. Bai Zhongquail mewled, his tone hesitant. But sect master. The three kings under Di Fei Sheng did kill deputy sect master Ah. Li Shangyi looked up at them. Then have any of you witnessed it with your own eyes? Last night, Di Fei Sheng told me personally that my senior brother was pierced by a sword in the right chest and died. Among the three kings, only the king of hell was ordered to hold a sword. However, he made a mistake at the time and was punished to tie his right hand. In January, there was absolutely no way he could kill my senior brother with his right-hand sword. And he only wanted to find out the truth by taking away my senior brother's remains. And Li Shangyi paused here. We have just agreed to a 5-year truce with the Golden Yuan Alliance. That Di Fei Sheng is not a fool. Why would he kill my senior brother and start a fight at this time? This. Everyone hesitated. It was awe. Anyone who is not a fool knows that starting a war now will not be beneficial to them. Okay, you and the Sigu clan don't have to go to today's big battle. I can go alone. If I can't come back, the Sigu clan will be yours. Li Shangyi stood up and bounced clothes, he said casually. Master. No. Okay, that settled the matter. You can go out. Bichu, please stay for a while. I have something to tell you. Seeing that they couldn't move him, everyone left. Chao Wanan was the last one to leave. After walking out of the house, she looked back at Li Shangyi and had a strong feeling in her heart that she might never see Li Shangyi again. When Chao Wanyan returned to her room, she saw a letter on her desk. Her fingers trembled slightly, and she quickly opened the letter. A mortal kiss. I'm sorry. Ah Chan, you must be very tired from chasing me all the time. I read your letter. I feel sorry for you and have always ignored your feelings. Li Shangyi is not a good man. Forget me. You will meet someone who knows how to love and cherish you in the future. By then you will also understand that Li Shangyi is nothing more than that. Ah Shen, you just want to be safe and happy. Li Shangyi. Chao Wanyan sat slumped on a stool, sobbing, and murmured. No. Shangyi, you are the light being chased, but how could that be Guang's fault, Shangyi? I'm sorry. Master, if you keep me here. Do you have anything to tell me? Yun Bichu was inexplicably nervous. Ah, by the way, Sect Master, you are going to fight Difei Sheng. I will substitute tea for wine and wish Sect Master a successful victory. Yun Bichu panicked and took the tea that had been prepared long ago and handed it to Li Shangyi. Li Shangyi took the tea calmly and watched as the cup of tea was slowly placed next to the kun. But his eyes kept looking at Yun Bichu. Yun Bichu avoided his sight in embarrassment. As soon as I put it next to the kun, it stopped. Bichu, do you really want me to drink? Master, what do you mean? Yun Bichu smiled reluctantly. Li Shangyi looked into his eyes and poured the tea on the ground. Do you really want me to drink bicha? When Yun Bichu heard what Li Shangyi said, he pretended to be calm and raised his eyes to look at him. What bicha is, it's just a cup of ordinary tea. Seeing that he still didn't give up, Li Shangyi took out the pair of jade butterflies and the letter from his arms and threw them on the table. Yun Bichu looked at the things on the table and knew that it was all over. He stumbled and fell to the ground. Bichu, is there anything else you want to say? Li Shangyi lowered his eyes and looked at Yun Bichu. Master, I have nothing to say. Li Shangyi sighed. Bichu, you are confused. After saying this, he opened the door and walked out. As he stepped out of the room, he paused slightly. Zhao Li Chao is dead, just live well. After saying that, he used Qing Gong and disappeared. Yun Bichu, who was slumped on the floor in the room, was filled with disbelief when he heard Li Shangyi's words. No. Impossible. East China Sea. It was drizzling in the sky, and the sound of the flute just appeared on the bow of the boat, looking into the distance. Suddenly a small boat appeared in the distance. And a person on the boat was rowing the oar with difficulty. Ah Fei was speechless. Ah Fei sighed but didn't move. When he got closer, the figure looked at the sound of the flute on the big boat and floated up. Leader D, you really made it easy for me to find Ah. Driving so far makes me exhausted. As he spoke, he beat his shoulders. Why not use internal force? Di Fei said helplessly. Hey, don't you understand? There will always be a time when the internal energy is exhausted. So you have to use it sparingly. Di Fei Sheng was impatient to hear his nonsense. Draw your sword. Li Shangyi. After saying that, he stepped forward and fought with Li Shangyi. Omit 200 words here. I really can't write about fighting. Li Shangyi blocked the big knife that was flying in the air with his sword and knocked him out. Both of them were seriously injured and their clothes were in tatters. Li Shangyi shouted loudly, Leader D, be careful, this is the last sword. After saying that, he stabbed Di Fei Sheng with great speed. As soon as Di Fei Sheng stabilized his body, he saw Li Shangyi stabbing him with a sword. He had no time to dodge and was about to pierce Di Fei Sheng, but saw the sword tip raised up and cut off a strand of his hair. When Li Shangyi returned his sword and sheathed it, Di Fei Sheng rushed over in a menacing voice. Li Shangyi, you insulted me. Li Shangyi raised his eyebrows and squinted at him. I said, Ah Fei, why are you so crazy? Why did you stop at the end? Why stop? Because we are friends. Ah. And I don't want to kill you. Come on, let's get into the cabin, it's freezing to death. After that, he went in first. The sound of flying flutes followed closely behind. Because the two of them restrained themselves, the damage to the hull was not very large. Mainly because Li Shangyi is very restrained. You win today. 10 years from now, I'm looking for you to fight. I said, Ah Fei, you are really a martial arts idiot. What if 10 years later, you still can't beat me? Then let's fight again in 20 years. Li Shangyi gave a big thumbs up. Okay, you are awesome. Neither of them spoke anymore. After a long time, Di Fei shouted, What will you do in the future? Should you go back and look around the door or? Li Shangyi stretched and said casually, I will naturally continue to be Li Lianhua. Li Shangyi died in the fight with you, and being Li Shangyi is too tiring. There is no comfort that comes from being Li Lianhua. Hey, by the way, Ah Fei, do you still want this boat? You don't want me to take it away. Di Fei was speechless. Are you going to build your broken building again? Li Shangyi clicked his tongue. Ah Fei, what you say is too ugly. What is a broken building? I think it's very good. Whatever. The two of them had nothing to say, and just when the atmosphere was a little awkward, Di Fei Sheng suddenly said. Then Fang boy, what should you do? Li Shangyi took a sip and said, as long as he doesn't meet me, there won't be any trouble between us. What if he finds you again? Li Shangyi pursed his lips. Ah Fei, you have too many questions. Let's go. After that, he left. Li Shangyi. If we do it again, the ending will be different. Di Fei Sheng shouted loudly, disgusted with his evasive appearance. Then wait until he finds me. Ah Fei takes good care of himself. We still have things to do. After that, he disappeared into the sea.